Hi, Rama. It's week 12, day 1 of our Bible narrative reading plan, and today we are in Joshua chapter 6. We actually pick up in the last few verses of chapter 5 where we see this interesting interaction with Joshua and the commander of the Lord's army. It says that as Joshua is near Jericho, he lifts up his eyes and he looks and he sees a man standing before him with his drawn sword in his hand. And Joshua, being their commander of Israel, says, "Who are you? Are you for our enemies? Or are you with us?" And the man answers, "No." He says, I'm not either one. I'm not for you or against you, but I am the commander of the army of the Lord. Now I have come. And we may wonder, well, who is this man? What exactly does this mean? But we see by Joshua's response, Joshua falls on his face to the earth and worships. We believe that this is what is called a Christophany. It's an Old Testament appearance of Christ. It doesn't mean that he had taken on human flesh in the same way that he does in the incarnation and the way that he continues to have human flesh even to this day. But in the Old Testament, in ways that we can't fully understand, Jesus came to earth. The second member of the Trinity appeared on earth. There are different places in the Old Testament where we see that, and this is one of them. And we can understand that because Joshua doesn't just show respect, but he falls on his face and he worships. And he says, "What does my Lord say to his servant?" And what is the response? The commander of the Lord's army says to Joshua, "Take off your sandals, for the place where you're standing is holy." This reminds us of what happened with Moses and the incident of the burning bush. Even as Joshua is at this critical moment in his life, as he's going to lead Israel into their first battle after they've crossed into the promised land, it's a reminder that it's not Joshua's wisdom, it's not Joshua's military excellence that will save them as they go and take the promised land. No, it is only because of God who goes before them. In chapter 6, we have the famous story of the Battle of Jericho, or the Fall of Jericho. There's really not a lot of battle going on. This is not a military plan that you'll see in any military strategy textbook, because marching around the walls of a city is not the way to win a battle if you're only fighting in your own strength. But it's the way that God commanded them to fight this battle. And as you know the story, as you read it in the text, on the seventh day, the seventh time around, the walls come down. At the blow of the trumpet, those walls come tumbling down. But don't miss what God had told them. He told them to set apart Jericho. Jericho is to be set apart as an offering to the Lord. It's going to be destroyed. It's going to be consumed. Nothing is to live in Jericho except for Rahab and her family, as they had promised through that covenant. The two spies had made that agreement with Rahab. And they say only Rahab and her family are to survive. The rest of Jericho is to be set apart for destruction. It's to be set apart as an offering to the Lord. It's first fruits unto the Lord. Even as he's going to help them win many battles in the future, this one belongs to the Lord. Nothing good, no loot, none of that will go to the people of Israel. It all belongs to God. And so that's important that they understand that. And as you go through the chapter, you read what happens, and Joshua says at the end, he says, "Cursed before the Lord be the one who rises up and rebuilds the city, Jericho." Jericho is to be completely set apart for the Lord. We'll see in tomorrow's reading whether or not that actually is honored, whether they all obey God or not. But don't miss the last verse of chapter 6. "So the Lord was with Joshua, and his fame was in all the land." God had promised to be with Joshua just as he had been with Moses, and God is busy keeping his promises. Here's a summary of today's reading. For more information, go to tunemyheart.org.